we need to use those good things, good aspects of our indigenous knowledge to develop. There was a fellow traditionalist, actually, uh, a king or a chief who said, you know what? Our hunters, when they go hunting in face of danger, they can disappear. If they have that knowledge, that ability, and when they disappear, they find themselves somewhere else. Maybe we can use that knowledge to develop unique means of transportation. You instead of flying with all the risk of it, all the risk of the plane crashing, the cars, etc., and the train. You can go from one place to the next without any risk of getting involved in an accident. And I thought, yes, that makes sense. And instead of trying to go to the moon and coming up with a heavy budget, billions of dollars, the Africans can develop their own NASA, and go to the moon, go wherever they want to go. And that's part of our realities. So indigenous knowledge, part of our deeply rooted in our culture, in our languages, should be encouraged for the good that we can do, not for the harm that we should prevent.
At the end of the day, it's about knowledge.
Yes.
Knowledge is light.
Yes.
And more and more people that have this knowledge are dying. We don't have we have the possibility of able to tap into those knowledge and put it at the center of everybody.
Yes.
I think it was Chinua Achebe who was being interviewed in CNN, and he said something very important, that knowledge is, culture in this sense is not the property of anybody, because they were referring to him as the father of African literature. Yes. And he said, nobody can be the father of African literature because this is the property of the whole people.
Yeah.
It belongs to all of us. So this is not your property.
Actually, he was referring to the English language. He said, you colonized us, and you imposed English on us. It doesn't belong to you alone anymore. We adapted, into our own culture, and we speak it the way we want. That makes more sense to us. And if you don't understand it, that's your problem.
That's your problem. That's important. I like that. Yeah. All right. Now, what do you see as the greatest threat to our languages? Because now we don't want our languages to die. Yeah. But what actually the risk now? What is the threat you see against our African languages?
Yes, it's the refusal to decolonize our mind, the refusal to come up with a new paradigm that will help our languages actually develop and our cultures remain, revived and adapted to our new world, our new environments, our needs, because the needs do change, the culture do change as well. As long as we keep, just mimicking, we'll remain puppets of the foreign powers of France, England, Russia, so on, and you name it, then that's a serious thought. That is a serious threat. We need to embark upon a new road, a road of sovereignty, a road of telling our own stories in our own languages, because our history has been written by other people for their own benefits. It has been distorted. We need to show the true version, the authentic version of our story. And that's how we can preserve not just our language and cultures, but what I would call our African identity.
Now, how can people connect with you? Maybe they want to, I don't know, maybe you have some books there that you are selling, or they want to reach out to you, they want to learn more about what you do. And because I remember you did make mention of a program, a TV program that you have there. Use these few seconds to promote yourself. Please go.
I usually don't promote myself. I promote ideas, and I promote ways of implementing those ideas. And number one, communication. Communicating among ourselves, expressing our pains, expressing our joys, sharing our accomplishments is a uniting factor. So you come to my show, What's Up Africa. If you are a francophone, it's que faire l'Afrique. And all you need to do is, go to www.tempoafrictv.com, and my show is there. And there are numbers there that you can call. You can WhatsApp them. It means you can communicate using WhatsApp to write to us. And you have +1 612 224 2020. That's the number, for example. It's very important. If you want my personal email, you can communicate with me through email, and that is ariwochepo@gmail.com. Let me spell it out. It's ARIWOCHEP as in Paul, O as in orange, @gmail.com. And you will reach me. You want to come to my show, it's on Friday at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and we'll make things happen. It's about you, what you're doing to make things happen, to change Africa, to turn things around. Everything we've talked about today, if it's in the area of languages that you're working, come and share with us. It may be in politics, it may be in the economics, it may be in the environmental protection, and no matter what discipline, engineering, technology, come share with the rest of the world. Come share with all Africans on the continent and the sixth region of the continent, which is the state of the African diaspora. Come share with us. And it goes beyond that. The whole world will hear what you're doing, how you coming up with initiatives to produce alternative energy, okay? Making light, from the sun, making light from the residues or the trash that we see everywhere, okay? So that's what it is. That's what it is. We are building Africa, but the foundation must be really rock solid. Rock solid. It's important. And destination is African sovereignty and African renaissance. And I believe it starts now. It starts today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That's really very important. All right. Now, what do you think is the best strategy to preserve African languages?
Yes, just like I said before, if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, if you don't use it, you lose it. So we have to speak it, speak all the languages. Okay, speak our languages for different purposes. Okay, even if it's for religious purposes. Stop conducting prayers or masses in Latin, in French, or in English. If you're in your local environment, use the local language. Spread the words through your African languages. Speak it to your children so that make sure that your children speak it and they can write it, and their children will speak it and they will write it as well. Because as I said before, no nation on earth has ever developed in other people's languages and culture. We need to introduce legislation so that our African languages become our official languages, and call a spade, French, English, and those Portuguese, Chinese, they are what they are, foreign languages. I'm not saying that we don't need them, because if you have a building with no door or no window, you will choke, you will die. We're not closing our doors. We need doors, we need windows, at least for fresh air, ideas coming from the other parts of the world to better understand how they perceive the world, to borrow from them just like they borrow from us. Because mathematics, geometry, all of that, you remember, it came from Africa. Africa being the cradle of humanity. We had everything. Now we're losing everything, and we should not allow that to happen.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time and the conversation. This is really be very interesting. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.